Hello everybody, I'm going to show you a very quick technique for how I use my Gelli Plate. This time I'm not going to be pulling prints off of the Gelli Plate, I'm actually going to be using it like it's a big old ink pad. So I'm loading it up with some paint now, just sort of rolling it out, making sure it's evenly distributed because I am going to want it to be pretty even. Okay, that's looking good. Alright, so the reason I'm saying it's like a big old ink pad is because what I've been doing is when I want to stamp with these foam stamps, I've always had so many problems trying to load the paint on. I never could quite find the perfect technique for it. It always seemed to catch up in the grooves and get gloppy. So what I've been doing is rolling the paint on my Gelli Plate and then using it as if it's an ink pad. I set my foam stamp down on the plate and it picks up an even amount of paint, and then I simply stamp my foam stamp on whatever it is that I might be making. Could be wrapping paper or a card or gift bags. Could be anything you want it to be. So I'm going to keep on stamping here just to kind of fill my plate up with some pattern. I'm not really worried about how I'm stamping it off over here because I'm just stamping it on deli paper right now just to demonstrate this for you. So I'm going to be able to get about 3 more prints, and I'm just evenly distributing it as I pick up the paint. Alright, looks like I can get 2 more. Now one of the things you'll notice is that when you do it this way, your stamping goes so much faster. You're not having to stop and load the thing and clean out the crevices. I always would have to pick the paint out of the crevices to make sure I got a nice clean print. This is so much faster and so much easier. So there are my nice prints. Maybe I'm going to use that as a tissue paper and a gift or something like that. So those are my prints that I made. And now what I'm going to do is show you this really cool thing that comes about because you've got this pattern on your plate. You can now take a bigger foam stamp, and you want one that's got sort of a smooth surface to it. You can lay that foam stamp down on the plate, which now has plate and pattern on it from you pulling up the flowers. It's very hard to see on my plate, but the flowers are still there. I don't know if you can see it on there. The paint has picked up where there's paint, and there's nothing where the flowers were picked up. And I'm just stamping on deli paper again here. Not the best of paper to show you on, so what I'm going to do is I am going to show you some that I printed earlier. So here you can see the outline of the bird, but within inside the bird, the flower design appears from where you pulled the flowers for your other project that you were making. So I'm working on 8 by 10. I think it's the dimensions of this plate. It's not a full-size sheet of paper, so I think it's 8 by 10. And I usually can get 3 birds across it. And for this demonstration, I'm just putting on deli paper, which I found I really like working with deli paper in my collage. It just lays on the paper, it glues down so nicely. It's really some pretty cool stuff. And there's the deli prints. They're a little harder to see on camera because the paper's so thin. But you can kind of see that. Okay, so now I'm left with yet another print that I can make. This time I'm going to get the ghost print of birds. Now sometimes this print comes out really, really cool. Other times not so much. I think it just depends on how much your paint has dried, how quickly you've been able to stamp out the flowers and then the birds, because you do have to work quickly. I work with craft paints, like the green is Americana, and then this is like the cheapest craft paint I think you can get on the market. It's Craft Smart, and you get it at Michael's. If you were working with a nice acrylic paint, like a golden open acrylic that has like a really nice open tone, you could probably take your time and be even more creative. And that's not a bad ghost print. You can pretty much see those 3 birds sitting right there on the, and it actually looks like they're on a wire, but that's the crease in my deli paper. That's a little happy accident there. Okay, so pretty cool little technique there. And all you need for it is your foam stamps, using your Gelli Plate, your Gelli Plate as sort of an ink pad, and then a smooth foam stamp, and this one I actually made myself. I drew the bird and just cut him out of some of the thick foam, and then pulling those prints up so you get these really cool looking stamps with the pattern inside. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you're able to use it in your artwork. See you soon.